As you see today, we changed venues, man. We're live together. So it could be a little bit more intimate, and not say intimate, but a little bit more intimate. It's my dog, right?
Yeah, well, definitely.
It's my dog. So, what is it, episode 3?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
3 in the book, yeah.
Yeah, we're supposed to have a guest, man, but we ran into some difficulties today. But be on the lookout for D-Block.
D-Block.
We hit
Yes,
next
sir.
time.
We gonna get you right, bro. We gonna get you in, bro. We just had to get the equipment together, dog.
But yeah, man, I think it's a good moment that we're here today because I think getting down to what this podcast is going to look like is kind of, what we're filling out with these first couple episodes. Because, I'm looking at, what's some information that you all can walk away with? What's some things that you can take away and use daily in your life? And, that's what we're here to talk about. 2 professionals, different industries,
Right.
Same sports background.
Yes, sir.
And, we're trying to figure out just like you. We're not experts, we're not professionals, but that's why we're here to create this dialogue and maybe to create dialogue in your house, your household, and it just turns into something better, man. So,
Indeed.
what you got for us, Hollywood?
Man, same, not necessarily the same as last week, but stacking days, bro. You know what I mean? Stacking days, man. Standing at gym. Just went to church today. Season Impact was a message. What was the sermon? Last sermon of the month, this last Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So, but just stacking days, bro. Just being consistent. You know what I'm saying?
Love that.
Things that work, not the best, but I just feel like in any job, man, you want to have an atmosphere of growth. You feel what I'm saying? And nurturing, learning environment more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you could be that Ferrari in the basement, bro. Yes, sir. You could be that Ferrari that you feel like you have a skill set. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
And I feel like I'm in that space where, of course, I don't know everything, but as far as I was telling you before, most of the cats that I consider our coworkers, they don't necessarily have an athletic background.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that we're able to coexist in that space while having an athletic background, we was able to take those lessons as an athlete into that corporate space. And that for me is why I have a grind, bro. And I just feel like presently it's time for a move just because you start to bump heads,
100%.
And not going too far and deep into it. But it was just one of those things where something that was a simple email and follow-up turned into a whole just mess.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't necessarily say it was a mess because I really feel like, let's just say, for example, comparison I'll make is if I run the wrong route. At that moment, you're going to curse me out. Hey, bro, this is what you should have did.
Yeah.
This is what they gave us. Right. So, but I may not like what you said, but I understand your message.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like I personally take that to the job. I can take a chewing out. You know what I'm saying? But I think others may not like that energy. So it's hard, man. So, I think that'll be a great thing to discuss as well.
Yeah.
As, those athletic lessons and taking it to the corporate space. Man.
Yeah. And
but overall, good week.
Direct alignment with that. I know for me, I'm used to our coach hitting us across the head.
Yes, sir.
So, a lot of times when I'm talking to some of my team members and not making it about work, but it's like I have to figure out an approach around that immediate aggression.
Right. I really understand.
And also being black, what I'm saying?
Sure,
it's like
sure.
Only black leader right now in my current space. So it's
Man,
it's
that's crazy.
It's a little different, right? So
Tokenism.
they looking at it. I don't call it that, but
Okay.
they looking at it. Okay, this leader might talk to me a certain way.
Okay.
And then this get to talk to me a different way.
Gotcha.
It just feels like abrasive, aggressive, straight to the
Coming
point.
from you.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And that's me. That's always been me.
Right.
Some of my current or previous spaces, it was welcome because they saw me kind of make my way to the top.
Gotcha.
And they understood how positive intent, all the things that I do.
Right.
So now it's just like it's immediate, and then they might not speak to me for 2 weeks, a month.
Just
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But this has happened over my career. It's not
Okay. Not just where you're at now. Gotcha.
Anytime you're giving that immediate
Feedback. Yeah. You gotta be open to it.
Yeah.
You want to grow?
You gotta be open. And that's why sometimes I like to also use feedback also in positive situations.
For sure. Reinforcing.
Yeah. So it's like, hey, can I provide you some feedback? Okay, here's some positive attributes.
For sure.
So then that way when I approach them going forward, they're like, okay,
You
I don't know if it's positive or negative, but I'm open to it.
There it is, right there.
See,
Right,
so
right.
that's something I've been really trying to
Man,
work
let me
on.
dive a little deep in that too. So I feel like my time as a manager is going to come.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been in my profession 8 years, so I'll be a fool to excuse them, brother.
Go ahead.
I'll be a fool to not aspire to be a manager.
Yeah.
But I feel like, and this is a message I've always said, you got to have balanced communication.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you give those enough attaboys, then you can give the constructive criticism.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, if that employee or if that you're just a professional, period, that's being a constant professional. You have to take the good and the bad. You don't have it all figured out.
Right.
But when my opportunity comes, I feel like not only do you need to be a subject matter expert, you have to have interpersonal skills. How do you build your rapport with your team? And a lot of times you can't always have staff meetings in the office. Let's meet at the restaurant. Now, granted, you know what your town is.
Yeah.
Pay for everybody food. Just do the small things. Or just have those one-on-ones where you say, hey, man, I don't know everything you got going on, but you look like you're stressed. How can I take the load off?
Right.
Just a little small stuff. And I feel like because I've come in during a time where, and not to get too far into the employment, but I was taught the social work approach, balanced with law enforcement, not just strictly law enforcement, because in this day and age, that's not how you get things done.
Yeah.
But that's the generational differences. And I feel like for myself, starting from when I started in 11 to present day, I have a nice balance. So I look forward to the opportunity, man. The location matters.
100%. Yeah, man. So some of the things that I've kind of been going through throughout the weekend, I wanted to bring the topic here today.
Gotcha.
You saw the dude with the water face thing.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but it ain't even about that though. It's really about water in general, like consuming water. So how should we consume it? And I did some research throughout the week, man. And one thing I learned, and I don't know if I'm right, but it's my research. When it comes to drinking water, there's no real benefits. Have you heard that?
Oh, wow. Not at all.
Okay. So, and I'm going to break it down a little bit more. So, I think about things like watermelon water, coconut water, carrot juice, like all these things that got the nutrients that your body can grab, right?
Right.
You don't go to the bathroom immediately after drinking those things.
No.
When you drink water, it's just flushing through you because it's not sending anything anywhere. So, and I thought about today, and I was like, damn, so water is only meant to really flush your system. Think about it.
Interesting.
You go to drinking a gallon of water out of nowhere, you're like, hell no, what?
Get
out of me. You know what I'm saying? And then I went through a little bit deeper, what color your urine should be and all this stuff.
Right.
Like, clear ain't good. I mean, you putting too much on your kidneys.
Right.
So you gotta get that pale yellow. So I was just like, man, and this along with some of the nutrition stuff that we've been talking about. So, I've really been deep diving, and my conclusion is listen to your body.
Yeah, it is. Like
your body gonna tell you what you need when you need it. So you out there like licking your flaming hot Cheetos fingers all day. You know what I'm saying? Hey, sometimes I'm that person, and that's how I'm mentioning it, because like you need to pay attention. Look at your stool. You know what I'm saying? Look, see what your urine looks like. A lot of things health-wise is gonna, get you to the right place that you need to be for you to feel the best. But
for sure.
Yeah, I was just a little topic, man.
I agree. I mean, to that point too, man. I think we talked about this before. As you get older, you cannot just think you're still a young cat and do the same things like no, you got to get away from that. The foods you put into your body is super important, like for real. Everybody's not blessed to have the meal preps and things like that, but you can find certain locations that's, as we talked about before, not even eating to get full, just to, eating to get you throughout the day. Intermittent fasting or that intake is super important as you get older, for sure. Yeah. And
we got all the resources out there to it, so use the resources, man. Learn what your macros and micros should be. What your protein intake, fiber intake to help you overcome those moments.
Sure.
But yeah, I was just, something brief, man, because I feel like I'm always going in cycles, like researching these things consistently. So I feel like that's a topic that we consistently need to talk about on every show. Maybe have like a little segment on 5 to 10 minutes.
For sure.
Talk about nutrition, because we know, like growing up, we run into the corner store.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Or McDonald's dollar menu, but it ain't no dollar menu no more.
Man, crazy.
$8
Man,
for
crazy. Inflation, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was thinking the other day, I'm like, man, I went to Chick-fil-A, messed around and spent $17.
Oh yeah. I'm a Chick-fil-A. Yeah, you're gonna spend at least $15.
Bro, I should have just went to Texas Longhorn.
Gotcha.
I just got a real meal.
Yeah. Sounds lunch menu.
Yeah, lunch menu. So that's what listen, man, it's a lot of things I'm trying to restructure with my life.
For sure, man. I admire it, bro.
What you got, man? Talk to me.
Man, trying to think, man. I know fitness has just been a number one thing, man.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, let me pivot. I actually was supporting my nephew this weekend at his flag game.
I got a topic on this too. Go ahead.
And crazy part about it, a guy that I used to supervise walked up to me.
Okay.
And with his family, and my family was near, and was like, "You sent me back to prison." And I was like, "Oh no, I didn't do anything. You sent yourself back to prison." But what was the circumstance of the case? He said, "I used cocaine." No, he said, "I used drugs."
Okay.
I said, "Okay. So what did you use? Was it marijuana or cocaine?" He said, "Cocaine." And I asked him who his judge was. He spoke about the judge. But in front of his people, they were able to see that how is it his fault and it was your decision. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like the message I told my family and anybody that was around there is, I find comfort in walking around in the same area I supervise is because I treat people with respect. Because to be honest with you, we talked about salaries and things like that. Your salary doesn't separate you from the blue collar anymore. The corporate is in the same space, movie theaters, grocery store, laundromat, y'all in the same area. So for me, that's why I'm big on building a rapport. And at the end of the day, when I had that conversation with him to conclude, he said himself, it actually worked out for the best because I did a short time of imprisonment and I was done thereafter. And I just looked at him, why he got an ankle bracelet on. Like, bro, like clearly you throw it on, but you know what, bro, I'm gonna let you get it out. And after we had that conversation, I was communicating with the coaches and stuff like that. I could see him looking like, okay, brother, involved in this more. He don't know me in that space. He only know me as a PO. But that goes to the point we talked about giving back to the community. Yeah. That's why when I did come home, part of my speech to the senior management was me giving back. And this was my way of giving back. How can I give back things I've been involved in coming up? And that was through coaching. So that was just not necessarily an ironic experience, but you'll see that a lot. But this is my message to those that I work with. Like, be conscious of how you treat people and know how to balance your power. Because we all play a role in whatever, no matter what industry you're in. When you make decisions, you got to realize, and mind you, this might have happened in 19. We in 25. You feel what I'm saying? But he remembered me, but I didn't necessarily remember him. So that was something profound for me, man. And it just brought home that I'm doing things the right way. You feel what I'm saying? Like going back to the sermon, the pastor saying, sees the impact. How are you impacting your community? How are you being a custodian with the responsibilities you have? Are you cleaning them toilets the proper way? Meaning just nurturing whatever opportunities you give. Right. And for me, for both of us, sports is that ticket. You feel what I'm saying? And we able to give that message in other ways because whether we know it or not, people want to have an interest or have conversations with us related to what was your experience with sports? How are you navigating post sports and how this sports benefits you present day? You follow what I'm saying? So those are some of the things that just stuck with me this weekend. Well, honestly, throughout the week, but that was a profound experience.
That's dope. I didn't think you was gonna go that route with that conversation, but I was thinking more so when we played sports, bro. And I'm thinking about like our brothers, family members. When we won back in the day, like it had more emphasis to it. It was like we overcame a lot. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Right now, like if your kids or family member kids win, do you think it's that same feeling
when they win?
Yeah.
I think
because you coach too. That's why I'm asking.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think that this is the issue, and I've had this with teen moms and everything, parents and everything. We live in an instant gratification world now. To where sometimes the work that's put in to get that win is overlooked. It's just about what happens in present day, and you can't look at it like that. Because when my nephew actually lost, but my message soon as we lost, in which the coach echoed was, "This is a part of the game. These losses are life lessons. So now it's not only going to teach you about the next game, but it's going to teach you overall." and that which I know we both can relate to. Football teaches you how to be a man, but only faster.
Mm-hmm.
You go. I don't care who you are. You gonna be gone. Life gonna come, and it's gonna come so unexpected, and it's gonna be a cold dish.
Yeah.
But I think we're us. We just social media was nowhere near what it is now.
Yeah.
To where we just, for one, we respected those that came behind us.
Yeah.
And the coaching was just more intimate. I know that's a word we used earlier, but it's a legitimate word.
Yeah, it's legitimate.
We were able to have those type of conversations. We got, I forget, what the coach, light-skinned coach, short coach with the Pope, man. I ain't never laughed so hard in my life. But if we see that dude right now, it's love.
It's love.
Because he not only coaches, he not only hears us life lessons.
Yeah.
I don't think the relationships are as genuine today as they were back in the day. And that's why we appreciate it, to be honest. That's why we sit here today, because we think about old times. I remember South Florida camp, like, what's that? What? That was the best times of my, not because because I was getting the ball, but it showed me that, bro, you got the skills.
Yeah.
You get open.
Yeah.
You gonna get that ball.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I like it. That's it, man.
But
It
yeah,
goes times. Okay.
I was thinking, because like when the West won, this past state, like it felt good.
It did.
But it ain't feel like after we left and Jacory won that first year.
Right.
Or when they did the back-to-back.
Right.
Or
Right.
when times didn't went, and with Teddy, it just ain't feel the same. It's like, all right, we healthy, it's cool. But it's like, I'm assuming because back in the day, like, money was scarce.
For sure.
Right? So if you look at now with how maybe the parents treat the kids,
For sure.
the things that they buy them, it's like, what we reaching for now?
Yeah.
We already got it. So that's what I'm saying. So it's like my bad. Like what is it that gonna give us like that real feeling again? And that's what a lot of things in life, bro. Even coming like related to the women, like it's there. Social media, you know what I'm saying? Like things ain't happening. Like it's somebody in the inbox.
Oh, for sure.
Just entertain. They add you to that little close friend. Close friends started like, that's what you.
Yes, sir. Yes, indeed.
So it's like, and I'm assuming like that's just the space we in, man. And I'm trying to embrace it a little bit more, but it be them days, and I'm just like, I don't know.
Man, I'll interject too, or just piggyback what you're saying. I think the social media influence is what's diluting reality, or diluting accomplishments, or as we said, the things that we dreamed of or we had to wait for. Now these young cats getting it in high school.
Yeah.
Man, I was watching. I think I just saw a clip. The old lineman that played for Colorado, 77 season. He was riding in the Maybach. I'm like, NFL guys drive this. And he talked in the interview, he was speaking about being motivated and providing for his family. Well, big dog, you can provide for your family, it does seem like, if you're riding in a Maybach. So I think for us, bro, it's hard to see that because we had to work so hard to get to where we are, to where now they giving it to them so early, to where you can't tell me that 20-year-old is going to be motivated at 25.
And we ain't see it that often.
No. Right.
I think the only person we had come our president was Cox that 1 year. We didn't even see his clip. We just he just out there talking to us, right? I don't think he had no jury on
None of that.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a different field now, right? And I saw the clip too the other day with Odell Beckham and Tim Cook in the same room.
Tim Cook. Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah, this.
And they gave Odell Beckham all their attention. They ain't even know Tim Cook.
I did see that.
I'm like, the money comparison is so different. And it's like, it's quiet success, even though it's loud success.
There it is.
So
man, that's crazy. That's a good comparison.
Yeah.
That was a crazy collaboration. The two hanging out.
Yeah, I don't know what the emphasis of the video was, but I saw it and I was like, okay, that's interesting.
For sure. But I think Tim Cook is a prominent figure though. People know him.
They know him. He's in the space of you see the jury, oh, that's somebody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Versus
exactly.
The blazer or turtleneck on.
Yeah, he's super laid back. Indeed.
But yeah, man, I think as we continue this space right now, and even this flow right here feel much better.
For
You know
sure.
what I'm saying?
I agree.
Like,
I agree.
we piggyback and we already know when to interject and even build on the conversation a little bit better.
sure.
So
For sure.
I'm looking forward to this, bro. Like I said, episode 3, we still kicking.
Indeed.
Still got a lot of things to work on, man. I hope the quality get better when we post, because that's some of the things I've been hearing. That's kind of why I ain't retweeted yet. You know what I'm saying?
It's all good.
I like that quality look good, man.
And I'm learning that, like, far as sometimes you be so eager to get it out.
Yeah,
You get that feedback.
Definitely.
I like that.
But that's always been a good attribute of you. Like, if you think about being action oriented, a lot of people like, no, I'm gonna wait. And we waited before we started recording.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
sure.
here we are, like, just we making it happen. So
Gotcha.
we got a nice little setup going, man.
For sure.
I'm excited. We gonna get everything rocking, man. Anything else you got for us?
Man, I'm gonna add one more, man. Spiritual alignment. Bro.
Let's do it.
Man, I think for me, man, I'm in a space where going to church, it's not necessarily for the traditional vibe, but for the community, as we talked about.
Yeah. Spoke about it last week.
We got salvation, we're baptism date of, I believe, April 27th, which I'm looking forward to, because I feel like for me it'll be a rebirth.
Mm-hmm.
You follow what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And kind of like washing away all that old sin, man. Mm-hmm. Things that, not even knowing, when I go all the way back to me being young, hanging out with older cats, that them dudes was vicariously living through you because they couldn't play ball, or they wasn't attractive, or they didn't work out. And they telling you, oh, you need to do X, Y, Z, not knowing that's what they wanted. Mm-hmm. And I've had those conversations with cats like, y'all kind of threw me off, but now that I know better, I must do better. So spiritually, man, I'm just being a repetition of praying, of course, attending church, the community that's based in it, wanting to play a role, as the pastor would say, you know, if you got a job where you're busy, you ain't got time to talk because you're busy doing your role. You busy being a servant in whatever capacity that is. And it's twofold for me, because I feel like the job, we're public servants. That's the industry that you're in, which is why it's an issue with salary being high, because they feel like you signed up to do this. Mm-hmm. Now, spiritually, I can align with that, but career-wise, I need more money. That's just what it is. But I think I'm proud of the benchmark I've been at this point, because nobody forced me. Mm-hmm. It started off as an initial invite, but now I'm going on my own. I'm literally going to the cleaners prepping for the week. I'm on that type of time. But I know for me, it's going to benefit not only my children, me as a man, you know, my children's children, and just lay a firm spiritual foundation. That's something that need, because church was not, or just spiritual alignment wasn't something that was discussed in depth in my household. Yeah. So just kind of like, you know, being that change agent for the family and saying, listen, this is essential to life. Not just, you know, praying occasionally, but praying throughout. And while you're in that adversity or in that fire, lean on God, man. Yeah. People, if it's down to humans, they're going to disappoint you, but God will never will, man. So lock in with them and make it a daily habit. Yeah, that's one. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I grew up on Pentecostal, man. So I went to church on Saturdays before I started playing ball. Okay. So, you know, once, you know, ball on Saturday, I had to go to early service and then eventually, you know, just stop going. Okay. I wasn't baptized when I was young. And I asked my mom, like, you baptize other people, like, well, 2 brothers, but she baptized me. I was so weird to me, right? Wow. So, senior year. Okay. I read the Bible from front to back, and then I was like, it's time. So I got baptized. Okay. So that was the first man. Wow. Yeah, that's what I was.
But that was your decision.
That was my decision.
Gotcha.
It was an underlying decision though, because the girl I was dating at the time, their family was heavy in church too. Okay. So I was like, man, like, I didn't have that connection. Like, I used to pray. Okay. Pray, man. Now I hope I can be the starting quarterback of the West. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed.
Like for real, like it was that emphasis, but like any type of other connection I didn't have. Gotcha. So building along that line, it was like, okay, here's what I need to do. And even now, I feel like I want to get baptized again. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like these last 17 to 36, 19 years of my life has happened. A lot of my real things have happened. So man, like I said, I like that. I like the journey that you're on. I see you as a man, you know, from the conversations we used to have in high school. Counting them numbers, you know what I'm saying? Yes. versus where we at now.
It's indeed. Blessing, bro. Blessing, man.
But,
Many blessings in the future as well,
yeah.
bro.
But yeah, I appreciate y'all joining us today, man.
Indeed.
We're gonna keep rocking. Right now, I know we release them once a week, but as we get more time, we get, more dialogue from you all, and we can build on, different conversations that you might want to hear, man. And, two professionals, we're gonna bring a lot of people along. Like I say, first guest is gonna be D-Block. We're excited for this young man running the community with, his fitness, Jazzy Fitness. And he's done a lot, man. So that I'm proud to call him one of the friends that we grew up with. So
Indeed.
we'll check in with y'all soon, man.
Pleasure.
All right.
All right.
Peace.
In the book.